Within Hypixel Skyblock Dungeons, there are 3 DPS classes and 2 support classes. Today is the return of the most popular series on my channel, so let's get into the complete tank guide. As we go through the video, be sure to make use of our video chapter segments down below if needed. For a long time, tank was relatively useless as its passive to increase the chance of mobs targeting was simply not enough to protect the team. However, when Master Mode was released, a new balancing wave dropped, buffing multiple classes, including the best thing ever for tanks. Diversion is a new tank passive that makes tanks divert 80% of nearby damage taken towards themselves, keeping the rest of the team alive. This means that as long as the tank is alive and can keep healing, the entire team is protected. The tank class also now gives anti-KB without the use of a shelmet, so that is another thing you won't have to worry about. Tank's main purpose is within Master Mode, where the mobs hit hard. However, the class can still be used if parties need extra support at lower kata levels. But if your team doesn't need the support, I'd recommend using a DPS class for a while. If you need some gear, we are currently giving away a really strong Juju shortbow in our Discord, and it only takes less than 5 minutes of chatting to unlock the giveaways. Also, before we get into the rest of the video, don't forget to subscribe. For starters, let's get weapons out of the way. There are currently 3 ideal weapons for a tank. The Earth Shard provides a decent portion of defense, and it also lowers the cooldown of Seismic Wave, which will be your primary damage source as a tank. The Wither Cloak could also be used, since simply holding it rewards a lot of defense, and the ability might see some use. However, the item that will give you the most defense is the Astrea. An Astrea with Wither Shield will also serve as an amazing healing source. Next up is pets. Currently, there are 3 good EHP pets in the game: Whale, Turtle, and Baby Yeti. Keep in mind that your effective health points are calculated by performing an equation based on your health with your damage reduction percentage from defense. Baby Yeti is off the table because the tank class will not be supplying you with enough strength to make it viable. So that brings us to Whale versus Turtle. Turtle's main purpose is for plus 20% max defense, which is pretty good. But Whale gives plus 20% max HP, as well as giving 3 defense for every 20 health you have. So Whale is the clear winner here. Now let's get into the most important segment, the armor. For a tank just starting out, a non-dungeonized set of old dragon armor will be able to do a bit of work in entrance and maybe floor 1, but you're really going to want to move to dungeonized gear as quick as possible for more stats. Starring your old dragon is going to require Catacombs 15, which means you'll need some better options before then. Heavy armor is unlocked at Catacombs 2 and is a drop from the tank zombies. It has worse stats than old, but with a few kata levels it will surpass it easily. Between the levels of 7 to 15, you can use lower tier perfect armor, which could also be a good option. This is relatively cheap and relatively strong, only costing a few million diamonds. Once Kata 15, you should probably return to old dragon armor. Toadstar actually made a video showing that it puts up a really decent fight considering Goldar will need Kata 24. So at Kata 15 to 24, old dragon armor will be really strong. However, once you are Kata 24, Goldar will be your best option as it is the tankiest setup you can use. When it comes to unique helmets, there are the double healing helmets along with the Bonzo mask. Early on, the Bonzo mask can be a very strong option as it provides a second life, but because of its long cooldown, a double healing helmet will most likely be better. Zombie's Heart, Crystallized Heart, Revived Heart, and finally the Reaper mask. Once you hit Catacombs 24 and get your F7 completion, you can now use both Goldar and the Reaper mask. The best setup to go for is 3/4 Goldar armor with a Reaper mask. Some players may use the perfect boots, but with a whale pet, Goldar boots will give you more effective health. The next segment of this video is Reforges and Enchantments. Also, be sure to hot potato all your gear and maybe even fuming your armor. The best reforge for your armor from the blacksmith is going to be heavy or titanic, but the best thing you will want to go for is the giant reforge from the giant tooth, simply because in nearly every case, your health will matter more since it gets multiplied by your defense, so giant is going to be better than perfect. On your weapons, bulky was designed to be the effective health reforge, but it's very bad, so in reality it doesn't matter what's on the weapon unless it's an Astrea. If you are using an Estrella, put it on Suspicious, as the crit damage will multiply how much the Wither Shield actually heals you for. And yes, it is a massive difference. When it comes to ultimate enchants, for your armor, use Wisdom for item abilities, or you can use Legion. Last Stand will only work on one piece, so put Last Stand 5 on one of your armor pieces and then nothing else. Before we get to playstyles and tips, let's go over helpful utility items. Of course, you are going to want to use an Aspect of the End or an Aspect of the Void for easy transportation. You are also going to want a supply of healing items. Any of the zombie swords, ideally the Florid, will be useful, as well as the healing ones. An Ultimate Wise 5 Wand of Atonement will be really strong. A very weird item is the Gloomlock Grimoire, which is very interesting as it can use some confusing Enderman Slayer mechanics to give you a ton of healing really quickly. Just be careful, because if you use its left click at below 25% max HP, it will literally just kill you. The Soul SO Ward might also be a decent option, but as of now, no one is really using it because of how strange it is. One of the most important items is an Ice Spray Wand, so you can freeze the mobs as your DPS teammates kill them. Any frozen mob will also take 10% more damage, so you're really assisting your team here. It's absolutely necessary in Master Mode to use an Ice Spray Wand. Another item for Master Mode is the Jingle Bells, which can guarantee you have mob pull on the boss. The very last thing you will really want to have is a Power Orb, Overflux or Plasma Flux at best. This is useful to protect your team in the absence of a healer, but even with a healer, the tank should still have a Power Orb. The last segment of this video is playstyle and subclasses. There are many subclasses you can use as an experienced player to have a bit more freedom and fun. One of the most popular subclasses is using tank class, then clearing with mage gear, but using your tank gear in the boss room. This helps clear the dungeon quicker and is a bit more fun. There are combinations to experiment with, and I'll leave that up to you. But now it's time for some demonstrations. Alright, so here we are going to be going over one of my M5 runs. Now, when the dungeon starts, you are going to want to follow whoever is going to be blood rushing. Now, typically in an M5, this will be whoever is actually archer class, because the other Terminator archers will be going berserk most commonly, just so that the main archer can have their full class potential. So you're just going to follow them around on mob runes, go to the exit, and camp the door. On mini boss rooms, ice spray the mini boss and then wait for them to kill it, then go to the door. Now, on my way here, you see me grabbing a couple secrets, just because those can help later down the road, and we will have to get fewer secrets later, because I was waiting on him anyway. Now here I open Blood Door, and then I go to grab 2 more secrets, and then I work on doing more puzzles and secrets, as I can't kill many mobs or clear any rooms just by myself. So they're gonna clear all the dungeon while I get some secrets and I do some puzzles, and then we'll be ready to go into the boss room. Alright, so I finished tic-tac-toe and I'm going out. Now, as you can see with the map, my team is almost done, except there's one massive branch in the top right that is pretty much untouched. So I'm gonna go head over there and see if there's anything I can help with. First off, I open this L room. I realize that I need a DPS, so I say in chat DPS. I ice spray the mini, and I wait for someone to warp to me. Now here he is, our Rend Berserker. He's going to kill the mini, and then we're going to leave. Now you can see that yellow room was just opened, and I should probably be there just in case, but they've got the boss before I even step in. There's one last puzzle we're waiting on, which is water, and then we'll be ready to go into the boss. Alright, so now that we're in the boss, I'm going to go up into this corner and I'm going to hug this front little L-shaped wall. Now this is important because it's the closest block that is also blocked off, and all of the livids will warp to me. So right when the livids spawn, I'm going to use my ultimate. All of the mini livids, or the fake ones, are going to warp to me. Then I'm going to run back here, ice spray one, and keep it up there, because the livids will only continue to target me if I'm hitting one of them with a melee attack. As you can see, all of the ones were sitting down there below, and I'm keeping on this edge block so that they all don't come up and stab me. They can kill the real livid while I'm distracting all of the other ones. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you thought this was helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, as well as joining the Discord. Also, don't forget to check out all of the other class guides and see which class you want to play. That's all from me. Enjoy the rest of your day.